Hello everyone. Today we are going to be talking about Axis and allies, and specifically strategy for the US where they go for Germany first. Notice we are zoomed in on Europe because we are going to ignore Japan in this option, understanding that US has really three big options. They can go heavy at the Germans, heavy at the Japanese, or really split their forces. So I'm going to do a video on each. Today we're going for Germany. So important thing to note there is part of this or any plan involves coordination. Talk to Britain, talk to Russia. Make sure you guys are on the same page doing that. With you and Britain especially, you guys need to work together out at sea. That'll be key to your victory. You guys working together, mostly helping the Russians. They can't do much to help you. You have to help them. But note, as America, you're far away. Help will be very slow. You have the most money. But as long as Russia does not die quickly, you will have a huge influence on who wins the game. You will because you have way more money than Britain. In the end, you might be the one to take Germany or really flood Europe, or save the Russians from the Japanese. In some way, you will be the linchpin of the Allies. But the first few turns, you probably won't do all that much. All right, I'm going to give you guys several key objectives and things to consider. Number one, you must abandon the Pacific and really send everything you can towards Germany. Send all your planes, all your men, and unless the Japanese invade Canada or threaten Western United States in doing so, you just ignore it and hope they don't. That means your battleship, your transport, you're sending them over. All the planes that survive, if your carrier or submarine survive, you send them all to Europe, and you head them towards Germany. So key objective number two is you got to build up your fleet. You need a fleet heavily comprised of transports. You need a lot of transports to get a lot of men to Europe. So what you eventually want to get to is you start with these two transports here. You have one more that'll come over from Asia. You really need to get to a point where you have probably 8 to 10 transports, but they're split in two. You need one navy over here. They will not face a lot of fire. You might need to keep one of your destroyers with it because that bomber, watch out for that German bomber, they can reach far. Somewhere around here, so you can start shucking men to England. England is your launch point. Navy number 2, we're going to come here, hopefully take Sea Zone 5. Or help up here in northern Russia in the interim and have a navy here, have a navy here. So you can get one navy to get men between the continents and England, and then from England into the mainland of Europe. You need a lot of transports. So early, you don't want to build a lot of planes. You want to build transports, landmen, maybe an aircraft carrier, or something to help protect your fleets. But really, you got to get the men and ships going. You're far, and you want to be helpful. That being said, a common first turn. This is where you want to get to. But a common first turn play is for Britain and America to attack right here. Take Algeria. Britain goes first. America goes second. That's 8 land units. You can also bring 2 of your planes here. The Russian sub comes. You have a decent fleet there. Understanding that if Germany has a lot of planes in Western Europe, probably don't do it. It's risky. But if they don't, and especially if this Mediterranean fleet's over here, then you start here. Second turn, you come here. Britain first, America second in the turn order. And then turn 3, hopefully you crush Sea Zone 5. If Germany does not build up that fleet, it's very easy to kill. Now, if they start building aircraft carriers, then you might get stuck out here for a while. That's okay. You need to still keep getting men over to, get them to England, get them to Europe one way or another. But taking Sea Zone 5 is critical. So notice here, Sea Zone 5 touches Western Europe, Germany, Eastern Europe, Karelia, and Norway. By having this sea zone right here, Sea Zone 5, you can attack so many places. Most importantly, you can threaten Germany and Western Europe in the same turn. Meaning, if they put a bunch of guys in Western Europe, you might take Germany, take the capital, get all the money, set back their production, probably win the game. It also means they may have to abandon Western Europe or Germany really has to abandon going after Russia. They won't have enough resources to defend Western Europe and Germany and attack the Russians. And that's your really hope. You want to help Russia by pressuring Germany to the maximum here. That's the best way you can do it. So, once you take Sea Zone 5, you probably don't take Germany real quick. But what you want to do is you want to start sending little forces, taking land, taking the IPCs, and whittling down the Germans, putting the pressure on them. Western Europe's awesome. But, even just guys, Eastern Europe, Karelia, you can help out here. Norway is the easiest to grab. You and Britain together are taking those. But eventually, you want to take and hold Western Europe. Now, I say this. Sometimes you have a little cat and mouse. You take it, they take it back. You take Western Europe, they take it back. That's okay. Don't get a bunch of guys killed too quickly. But at some point, Britain takes it, and you send every man you can and all your planes, and you just hold that sucker. Holding Western Europe really pins down Germany because that $6 they lose. It also means you now threaten Southern Europe, which has a complex. If you can steal that complex and hold it, the game's probably over. And so that's kind of a thing to be thinking of down the stretch. Also note, when Britain invades, make sure they take an AA gun with them to help defend when you have the big invasion. You, at some point, should take your AA gun, give it to Britain, because you don't need it in the Eastern United States. So you should shift those over when you have the big Western Europe invasion. Bring the AA gun to help hold off. And then lastly, do note, for the final knockout, Germany, there is a wallop effect. Meaning, the way the turn goes, Germany goes first, then Britain, then Japan, which is usually doing their own thing, and then America. Meaning, for Germany, they get to set their defense, but then Britain goes, then the U.S. goes. So sometimes Britain doesn't have enough forces to take Germany. But they can whittle them down, possibly then have the planes retreat, and then have America come with everything again, and then finish them off. So look for those opportunities where, Germany looks kind of strong compared to one, but if you attack Britain and then America, that potentially both of you in succession will be able to take them down. Lastly, always look out. One nice thing about Sea Zone 5 is it really puts pressure on Germans. I was playing a game last month where I was America and my opponents were so worried about losing Western Europe. They put 20 units here, about 15 men, 5 tanks. We weren't going to take it, but they only had 12 units in Germany. 10 men, 2 planes. And so, I told my British ally, hey, let's go. They hit him, I hit him, game was over. We took Germany very casually. Because of that wallop effect, and because they left Germany just not well defended. So look out for those opportunities. You don't want to attack too much too soon, and that you don't want to send too many guys to Western Europe until you know you can hold it. But once you can casually hold Western Europe, you've probably won the game. And you just got to hope that Russia doesn't die in the background from Japan. Thanks, guys. Hope you have fun playing with the United States. As I said, I'll have a couple other videos on going for Japan and how to split your forces effectively. See you guys.